Leaping into the unknown, tales of risk, resilience, financial breakthroughs, and the lessons learned from risk and reward. Leaping into the unknown, he stood at the edge, heart heavy with doubt. The chasm below, its whispers about, of failure, of ruin, of dreams left to fade, but the voice in his chest refused to obey. For what is a life lived tethered in fear, if the soul's deepest yearning is never made clear? So he threw himself off, with a hope in his hand, not knowing the fall, but trusting the land. The winds of fortune blew harsh in his face, but he learned as he tumbled, it wasn't a race. Each loss was a lesson, each stumble a guide, to a place where the treasure was waiting inside. Against all the odds, with no net in sight, he leapt for his freedom, he fought for his right. For in the deep plunge, he found what he sought, that fortune is earned when courage is bought. So he landed, not wealth in his palm or his chest, but the knowledge that striving is what makes us blessed. For it's not in the gold or the world's fickle stance, but in the human spirit, that dares take the chance. Introduction. Leaping into the unknown. There is a point in every journey where we stand on the edge of the familiar, staring into the unknown. It is here, in these moments of uncertainty, that the human spirit is truly tested. Will we stay in the comfort of what we know, or will we take the leap into what could be? This book, Leaping into the Unknown, tales of risk, resilience, financial breakthroughs, and the lessons learned from risk and reward, is an exploration of those pivotal moments, where decisions made in the face of financial uncertainty shape not only fortunes but lives. Inspired by the poem Leaping into the Unknown, this anthology invites readers to follow the stories of diverse individuals who dared to take bold risks in pursuit of their dreams. Some succeed, others falter, but each character offers a powerful lesson about the intersection of ambition, risk, and resilience. These are not just tales of financial gains or losses. They are stories of human courage, fear, hope, and perseverance. They showcase the emotional highs and lows that come with taking financial risks, while grounding the reader in practical, actionable lessons. This book is not a dry textbook of financial theory or how to guide for quick riches. Instead, it is an invitation to understand the deeper motivations behind financial decision-making. Every chapter is a case study, each filled with characters who face real-life challenges, whether it's starting a business, investing in a volatile market, or balancing personal values with financial goals. You'll meet Sarah, who gambled everything on her startup, only to discover that entrepreneurship is a long, unpredictable road. You'll experience Michael's roller coaster ride in the stock market, a stark reminder that quick gains can vanish just as fast. And you'll see Priya, who walks the fine line between financial returns and her desire to make a positive social impact. At its core, Leaping into the Unknown is about more than just money. It's about the emotional and psychological journey that comes with stepping into risk. It's about resilience in the face of failure, and the breakthroughs that often come not just from financial success, but from the growth and wisdom gained along the way. This is a book for anyone who has ever stood on the edge, wondering if they should take the leap. Whether you are an entrepreneur, an investor, or simply someone curious about the financial journeys of others, this book will offer valuable insights. Through vivid storytelling and thoughtful financial analysis, you'll find not only entertainment, but also inspiration and practical lessons you can apply in your own life. The characters' successes and failures will resonate with your own fears, ambitions, and dreams, helping you to navigate the complexities of financial risk with greater confidence. In a world where financial stability often feels out of reach, Leaping into the Unknown reminds us that uncertainty is not something to fear, but to embrace. It is in those uncertain moments that true transformation happens, not just financially, but personally. This book encourages you to view risk not as a threat, but as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to leap toward your greatest potential. So, are you ready to take the leap? Chapter 1. The startup founder. In the dimly lit space of her modest home office, Sarah sat frozen in front of her laptop. Her finger hovered over the mouse as she stared at the screen, heart pounding. This was it. No more weekly paychecks, no more corporate safety nets. She took a deep breath and clicked send. Her resignation letter shot through cyberspace, marking the end of her 6-year tenure at one of the world's largest tech companies. Sarah's decision had been months in the making. A software engineer by trade, she had spent years developing cutting-edge systems for other companies. But deep inside, she always yearned to do something of her own. One night, as she worked late on yet another project that wasn't hers, Sarah felt a burning question consume her thoughts. What if I took the leap? What if I risked it all to build something truly mine? For Sarah, the path wasn't just about fulfilling a personal dream. It was a financial gamble. Her entire life savings were now on the line. She wasn't naive. She knew the numbers. Most startups fail within the first 3 years, and the tech world was notoriously cutthroat. But the potential upside, the chance to build a product that could change the industry, was too great to ignore. The high-stakes game of startups. Launching her startup wasn't as simple as quitting her job. Sarah spent months in preparation, saving aggressively, trimming her budget, and meticulously planning her product rollout. Yet, despite her best efforts, the reality of entrepreneurship hit her hard. 2 months into her new venture, Sarah's savings were evaporating faster than expected. She had projected she'd need 6 months of runway to get her product to market, but unforeseen costs, everything from software licenses to marketing expenses, pushed her dangerously close to the edge. She knew she had to move fast. Sitting across from venture capitalists in San Francisco's trendiest coffee shops, Sarah pitched her heart out. Her software solution was designed to revolutionize how small businesses managed inventory, but breaking into a market already saturated with competitors was no easy feat. She left each meeting with an emotional cocktail of excitement and dread. "Your product has potential," one investor said. "But what makes you different from the dozens of other startups we've heard from this week?" Sarah took a deep breath. She knew her product was different, but now, standing under the financial spotlight, she needed to prove it. Financial insights, opportunity cost and risk tolerance. Sarah's story isn't unique. Entrepreneurs around the world face the same dilemma. Do you stay in the comfort of a secure job, or do you leap into the unknown in pursuit of a dream? In Sarah's case, her decision was a textbook example of opportunity cost. In finance, opportunity cost refers to the value of what you give up when you make a choice. For Sarah, that meant leaving behind the security of her job and a stable income. She knew that if she didn't act on her business idea, she'd be sacrificing the potential of greater financial gain and personal fulfillment. But she also recognized the risks. Startups are notoriously unpredictable, and with her life savings on the line, she had to make every dollar count. Let's break down some key takeaways from Sarah's leap. 1. Prepare for the unexpected. No matter how meticulously you plan, surprises will arise. Sarah saved what she thought was a sufficient cushion, but her startup costs quickly surpassed expectations. The lesson here? Build flexibility into your financial planning. Aim to have at least 6 months of living expenses saved, but understand that even that might not be enough in a volatile market. 2. Balance passion with practicality. While Sarah's passion for her product was undeniable, she quickly learned that innovation alone wouldn't carry her through the rough patches. She needed to focus on financial discipline, finding ways to cut unnecessary costs and prioritizing features that would deliver the highest value to potential customers. Passion drives your business, but practical financial management keeps it alive. 3. Risk tolerance. Sarah's leap shows us the importance of understanding your own risk tolerance. She was willing to risk her savings to build something new, but for others, such a gamble may be too much. Knowing your financial limits is key before diving into any high-stakes venture. For some, keeping their day job while working on a startup as a side hustle may be a safer bet. Lessons from the leap. Financial takeaways. By the 3rd month, Sarah had burned through almost 70% of her savings, and panic began to set in. Yet, she held firm to her vision, knowing that success was just around the corner. Then, finally, a breakthrough. A small chain of retail stores signed on to beta test her software. It wasn't a huge contract, but it was enough to keep her afloat, and, more importantly, it validated her product. Looking back, Sarah realized her journey into the unknown had been filled with invaluable financial lessons. Here are the most critical ones she'd share with aspiring entrepreneurs. 1. Start with a solid foundation. Before making the leap, Sarah ensured she had a financial cushion. She also tested her product concept with potential clients to validate her idea. In the same way, aspiring entrepreneurs should build a safety net, both financially and in terms of product market fit, before jumping in full time. 2. Adaptability is key. The ability to pivot and adapt was crucial for Sarah's survival. When her original timeline fell apart, she didn't give up. Instead, she found ways to cut costs, rework her product, and keep her vision alive. Flexibility in both finances and business strategy is vital when you're navigating uncharted waters. 3. Leverage relationships. In the early stages of her business, Sarah leaned heavily on her network. Connections she'd made during her corporate career opened doors to investors and clients. The takeaway? Your network is a powerful asset, cultivated long before you need it. Conclusion. Calculated risk with a purpose. Sarah's leap into entrepreneurship wasn't about reckless ambition. It was about calculated risk with a clear purpose. The financial pressure, the long days, and the looming threat of failure pushed her to the brink, but it was her resilience, coupled with disciplined financial management, that saw her through. Whether you're thinking of starting a business or pursuing a bold financial move, Sarah's story teaches us that the road to success is paved with both risk and reward. But with the right mindset, careful planning, and a willingness to adapt, you can make your own leap into the unknown and land on solid ground. Chapter 2. The stock market gambler. Michael's fingers hovered over the keyboard, eyes locked on the flashing green and red bars of his trading platform. His heart raced with each shift in the market, adrenaline coursing through his veins as he watched the numbers dance. It had all started innocently enough. A few $1,000s invested in blue-chip stocks, some modest gains that made him feel like he was in control. But now, the stakes were higher. Much higher. His wife, Emily, had no idea just how far he'd gone. When he started day trading, it was a hobby, something to do on the weekends while their kids played in the backyard. They had even joked about it, calling him the next Wall Street Wolf. But over the past year, Michael's hobby had morphed into something else entirely. It wasn't just about making money anymore, it was about the rush, the thrill of being one step ahead of the market. And now, he was risking more than just his play money, he was gambling their savings. The allure of day trading. Michael's journey into day trading had begun with a single stock tip from a friend. He had put in $5,000, money he had saved for a family vacation, and within a month, the stock had doubled in value. It was exhilarating, the idea that he could make money with just a few clicks, from the comfort of his living room. But the more success he had, the more risks he took. Soon, his modest trades turned into high-stakes bets on volatile tech stocks. He spent hours reading market analysis, watching YouTube gurus, and tracking stock movements. Day trading became an obsession, pulling him deeper into the high-speed, high-reward world of financial speculation. His wife noticed the change in him. "Mike, are you coming to bed?" she'd ask, standing at the door of his office at midnight. "Just a few more minutes," he'd say, eyes glued to the screen. Those few more minutes often turned into hours. The tipping point. Michael's turning point came during a late-night trading session. He had just discovered options trading, a form of speculative investing that allowed him to leverage more money than he actually had. His eyes lit up as he realized the potential for massive gains. He was convinced he had found the key to multiplying his money tenfold, and he was ready to dive in. Without consulting Emily, he transferred nearly $50,000 from their savings account, placing it on a risky options play. It was everything they had saved for the down payment on a new house. Michael believed that if he could just time the market right, they wouldn't just buy the house, they'd own it outright. But, as the market opened the next morning, the stock took a nosedive. Michael watched in horror as half of their savings disappeared in seconds. When Emily found out, it wasn't from Michael. She had gone to check their bank account, preparing to pay for a contractor to fix their leaky roof, and found the balance shockingly low. She confronted him, her voice shaking with a mix of anger and fear. "What have you done?" Michael sat there, staring at his screen, unable to explain how he had let it get so far. "I thought I could fix it. I thought we could make more." Financial insights. The psychology of risk. Michael's story is a powerful example of how quickly financial speculation can turn from an innocent pursuit into a dangerous addiction. Day trading, while potentially profitable, is fraught with risks that can lead even the most cautious investors down a destructive path. Here's what we can learn from his journey. 1. The thrill of speculation. Day trading is often compared to gambling because of the psychological effects it has on traders. The quick highs of making a winning trade can trigger the release of dopamine, the same chemical that drives compulsive behavior in gamblers. For Michael, the initial success he experienced made him crave bigger and riskier plays, leading him down a dangerous road. 2. Leverage can be a double-edged sword. Michael's decision to use options trading, a form of leverage, magnified his potential gains but also multiplied his losses. Leverage can be tempting because it allows investors to control more money than they actually have, but it's a risky strategy that can wipe out entire portfolios in minutes. For most investors, leverage should be approached with extreme caution, if at all. 3. Risk tolerance and financial safety nets. Michael didn't fully understand his risk tolerance, which is the amount of loss an investor can handle without triggering emotional or financial distress. While some investors thrive on risk, most people, especially those with families and financial obligations, should err on the side of caution. Building a financial safety net, like an emergency fund, and sticking to a predetermined risk limit can help prevent catastrophic losses. Lessons from the leap. Financial takeaways. Michael's experience holds important lessons for anyone tempted by the allure of fast money in the stock market. 1. Know when to walk away. One of the most dangerous aspects of day trading is knowing when to stop. The thrill of winning can cloud judgment, leading traders to chase bigger gains. For Michael, the inability to walk away cost him dearly. Setting strict limits, both in terms of time and money, can help traders avoid becoming emotionally invested in their trades. 2. Separate money for needs versus speculation. Michael's biggest mistake was using his family's savings for high-risk trades. Successful traders not only risk money they can afford to lose. For anyone dabbling in day trading or speculative investments, it's crucial to separate your play money from your essential savings. That way, even if a trade goes south, your financial stability remains intact. 3. Communication is key in financial decisions. Michael's decision to keep his trading habits a secret from Emily not only strained their relationship but also put their financial future at risk. Open communication about money is essential, especially in families. Significant financial decisions should never be made in isolation. Your family's well-being depends on shared goals and mutual understanding. Conclusion. The thin line between investment and addiction. Michael's leap into day trading started as a promising financial venture, but it quickly spiraled into a dangerous addiction. His story serves as a cautionary tale about the risks of speculative investing, particularly when emotions, rather than sound financial strategy, drive decision-making. Day trading, like any form of high-risk investment, requires discipline, a clear understanding of risk, and, above all, a firm grasp on one's emotional impulses. For those willing to take the leap, the rewards can be great, but so can the consequences. Michael's journey reminds us that, when it comes to financial risk-taking, it's not just about the potential for reward, it's about knowing your limits and protecting what matters most. Chapter 3. The immigrant entrepreneur May stood in the middle of her restaurant's empty dining room, her hands resting on the worn wood of a table. Outside, the busy street bustled with the noise of the city, but in here, all she could hear was the soft hum of the refrigerator in the kitchen. It was the calm before the storm, and she knew it. Tonight was the grand opening of Lotus Blossom, her dream of bringing the flavors of her homeland to this new country. Yet, beneath her excitement, May felt the weight of the risks she had taken. Everything she had worked for, the large loan she had taken out, the years of savings, hinged on whether or not this business would succeed. For May, this wasn't just about making a living, it was about honoring her culture. She had moved to America from China with her husband 2 years ago, leaving behind everything familiar to chase a new life. In China, she had grown up working in her family's small restaurant, learning the art of cooking traditional recipes passed down through generations. When she moved to America, she knew she wanted to bring a piece of her home with her. But the journey from dream to reality wasn't smooth. The struggles of starting over. May had never imagined how different it would be to run a restaurant in America. From navigating the complex bureaucracy of permits and inspections to sourcing ingredients that were both authentic and affordable, every step felt like a new challenge. Then, there was the loan, a massive $150,000 she had secured from the bank. May knew the numbers, she had run the math a dozen times. If everything went perfectly, she could start turning a profit in about 2 years. But if business didn't pick up quickly, the weight of the debt could bury her and her family financially. The financial stress was relentless. May spent countless nights awake, poring over spreadsheets, balancing payroll with ingredient costs, trying to stretch every dollar. Her husband, Wei, took on extra shifts at his factory job, and the couple drastically cut their personal expenses to keep their dream alive. May had to make sacrifices. There were family events and celebrations she missed, as well as little luxuries like eating out or taking short trips. Every penny now belonged to the restaurant. And yet, despite the sacrifices, May felt a deeper connection to her roots than ever before. The kitchen had always been her sanctuary, and cooking the dishes she had grown up with, dumplings stuffed with pork and chives, fragrant braised chicken with soy and star anise, filled her with a sense of purpose. Her restaurant wasn't just about making money, it was about sharing her heritage with her new community. Cultural adaptation in business, but May's journey wasn't only about bringing her homeland's cuisine to America, it was also about learning to adapt. She quickly realized that the dishes she had grown up with wouldn't automatically appeal to American customers. Some dishes were too bold, too foreign for the local palate. May had to learn the delicate balance of preserving authenticity while making her food accessible to her new audience. She experimented with fusion dishes, traditional Chinese flavors with a modern twist. Her sweet and spicy Szechuan wings became a hit with the after-work crowd, and her steamed buns, filled with tender pork belly, became a favorite among local food bloggers. Yet, despite her best efforts, there were weeks when the restaurant struggled. An economic downturn hit just months after she opened, and people were cutting back on dining out. Competition from well-established chains loomed large, and every day felt like a battle to survive. In those moments, May leaned on her community. Word of mouth spread, and soon, the local Chinese-American community started showing up in droves. They brought friends, shared stories of their own journeys, and rallied behind her. The restaurant became more than just a business. It became a gathering place, a hub for those who longed for a taste of home in a foreign land. Financial insights. Immigrant entrepreneurs and community support. May's story is one of resilience, not just in the face of financial pressure, but in the personal sacrifices and cultural adaptations that define the immigrant experience. Her journey shows the unique challenges faced by immigrant entrepreneurs, those who must not only navigate the complexities of starting a business but also integrate into a new culture. Let's break down some key financial takeaways from May's journey. 1. The cost of borrowing. May's decision to take out a $150,000 loan was a calculated risk. While she had a solid business plan, borrowing such a large amount of money comes with significant pressure. Entrepreneurs should consider their risk tolerance when taking out loans and ensure they have a clear plan for how they will repay the debt, especially if the business doesn't take off as quickly as expected. 2. Cultural adaptation. One of the biggest hurdles May faced was adapting her traditional recipes to appeal to a new audience. This is a common challenge for immigrant entrepreneurs, balancing authenticity with market demand. May's ability to adjust her menu while maintaining the essence of her heritage was key to her business's early survival. 3. The power of community. May's story highlights the importance of building community support around a business, especially for immigrant entrepreneurs who may face cultural barriers. Her restaurant succeeded in part because it became a gathering place for the local Chinese-American community, who helped spread the word and brought in new customers. Building relationships with local communities can provide not only emotional support but also a steady customer base. Lessons from the leap. Financial takeaways. May's leap into entrepreneurship was a testament to her determination and her ability to adapt to a new environment. Here are the most important lessons from her journey. 1. Mitigating risk with sacrifice. May's willingness to cut back on personal expenses and lean on her family's savings allowed her to mitigate some of the financial risks of opening a restaurant. For anyone starting a business, it's crucial to understand that there will be sacrifices, both personal and financial, and being prepared to make those sacrifices can keep your dream alive. 2. Adapting to market demands. May's ability to adjust her menu to appeal to local tastes without compromising her cultural integrity was vital to her success. Flexibility in the face of market demands is an essential trait for any entrepreneur, especially when operating in a foreign country. 3. The role of community. The support May received from her local community was invaluable. For any business, but especially for those started by immigrants, building strong connections within the community can be the difference between success and failure. Customers who feel a connection to your story are more likely to become repeat patrons. Conclusion. The price of a dream. May's leap into the unknown wasn't just about opening a restaurant, it was about building a bridge between two worlds, honoring her heritage while embracing the future. Through the struggles and sacrifices, she found success not just by staying true to her roots, but by adapting, learning, and leaning on the people around her. May's story shows that financial success isn't just about money, it's about resilience, community, and the power of holding onto your dreams even when the path ahead seems uncertain.